On the women's side, Iowa State took down Kansas State on Sunday, 76-72. This was a really tight game, the entirety of it. It was fantastic. I mean, honestly, it was a very fun Sunday for me before all the craziness happened with Jerome Tang. I was sitting here out at my office. I had both screens up. I had baseball on one side, basketball on the other. It was a really nice Sunday. And unfortunately, we went 1-1. Baseball won, basketball lost. But there was a lot of things to be excited about for the women's basketball team yet again. Let's go ahead and add the caveats in. Let's add the prerequisites like we always do. This women's team is the third youngest team in college basketball. A lot of people like to say they're the most confusing team in college basketball because they've won some big games, lost some crazy games. This is just a team figuring it out. And this 4-point loss shows that they figured it out. Iowa State might not have a number next to their name, but they're a team that if they make it into the tournament, could play shocker, could play dark horse. They're a very good basketball team. Audi Crooks, 20 points in this one, only keeping her to 20 points, only keeping her to 9 rebounds was certainly interesting for sure. She was only 6 for 11 from the field. They slowed her down for the most part. I thought they did a really good job. Now, her getting 20 points is obviously not ideal, but compared to what she has done in the past to other teams, and, you know, the fact that this is a very young team of Kansas State, I was pretty impressed overall for what they did. Ramia White had the nod to go against Audi Crooks at the beginning of this one, and I thought she did a good job. I thought she did a fantastic job to start off. She got in some foul trouble. That's one thing about this game that I was not a fan of. The refs really could not swallow their whistle. They were having a very hard time with this one, almost ruining a very good basketball game on either side. They just called so many fouls in this basketball game. 27 for Kansas State, 20 for Iowa State, 47 personal fouls in a women's basketball game. Just insane. But overall, this was a very good matchup. And again, more potential and more good things seeing from this women's squad. We talked about it in the ad for Mazda, but Taryn Sides was electric. 23 points. She was 8 for 17 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3-point, 4 for 4 from the charity strike. She had 4 assists as well. Only 2 turnovers. Kansas State won the turnover battle, 16-12 as well. Just a great outing by Taryn Sides. The unfortunate part about it, and we've kind of seen this, it's almost a pattern. I hate to kind of bring this up, but just kind of funny. Every time Taryn Sides goes off, it seems like it's a K-State loss, at least lately. It's like Taryn Sides has a great game, over 20, and then they fall by 4. It's like, dang, you know, it's Taryn, because it's usually Taryn Sides having to play hero towards the end of the game. That's kind of what happened towards the end. She made some really good 3-point shots to keep this game in it, and overall, it just wasn't the case. You know, they had 60 shots in this one. They only shot 38% from the field. If you're going to look at what went wrong here, well, they were only 23 for 60 from the field. Iowa State was only 22 for 49. They shot 11 more shots from the field, and they couldn't put down enough to stick around. Other than that, they played great. They just unfortunately lost by 4 points. They tied the rebounding battle. They won the turnover department. They shot better from 3. They didn't shoot the best from the field overall, and they were 19 for 23 from the free throw line. You hope that you can make a couple more of those free throws, maybe get a little bit better from the field. But other than that, there's a ton to be excited about for this women's basketball squad. The biggest question is, was this loss maybe the final buzzer, right? You got big wins against BYU. You got a big win against Oklahoma State, but this loss against Iowa State could be the dagger to keep you out of the NCAA tournament. Well, there's 4 games left on the schedule before the Big 12 tournament. You got UCF, who is towards the bottom of the conference. They are 10-15. That's not going to help your resume, but you have to win that game. Then you have a rematch against Kansas, who you lost that first game in the Sunflower Showdown with no Tess Heel. They're below you technically right now in the Big 12 standings. A win against them would help your resume. Then you got ranked Baylor. And then you finish with hopefully a revenge game back in Manhattan against Iowa State before the Big 12 championship game. If you can win 3 of the next 4, I'll say that. Let's assume that you can't get the Baylor win done. Although if you do take down Baylor, that's a huge victory for Kansas State. But assume if you go 3 for 4, you get yourself a nice seed in the Big 12 tournament and make a decent run, maybe you'll get the NCAA tournament. It's going to be a tough one, but I think there's still a possibility, and it's worth paying attention to the rest of the way. If you're looking for good basketball, if you're looking for a shot at making the NCAA tournament, the women's basketball team is where you need to direct your attention to. The next game they have is Wednesday night at UCF. That's going to be 6 o'clock Central Time on ESPN+. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Locked On Kansas State. Thank you so much. We'll be back here with another episode very soon. Got some bonus stuff coming out for you on the channel. And of course, we'll have a reaction show after the baseball game against Air Force. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you back here next time, right here on Locked On Kansas State.